Hello, YouTube world. This is Echo. I am doing this live to just speak about some of the upcoming offers that are coming, retreat wise, online program wise, the good teacher training wise. I've had some questions about the next time that Trauma to Tantra is going to be happening. And this is going to be happening in November. So for all of November, there is a 4-month program online, Trauma to Tantra. The rename of it now is Detangling Human Heartbreak, the path from trauma to Tantra. So this program goes live November 1st for the full month. And within this 4 weeks, you will be live with me each week, but you will also be working with pre-recorded material around working with attachment theory, understanding your connection to yourself in relationship to other, and how you show up with specific wounding, specific triggers and trauma responses, and how that's affecting your relationship to yourself and to others. And so really this program is about diving into what is burdening you at this moment. So depending on who is in each training, it is always unique to the tapestry of that group of people. So whoever feels called to coming to the program in that moment, they bring their stories with them, the myths, the limiting beliefs, the burdens. And so within that framework, I hold a brave space, as I've had one student say. It's not a safe space, but a brave space to dive deeper into accountability. Essentially, this is all that we can really do instead of coming into a role of victim. It's what can I do to show up differently, to achieve and to receive love in a different way, and to find different results in my life that I'm not finding in my current situation. So I touch upon attachment theory, nervous system regulation, the anatomy of the brain, looking at polyvagal theory, somatic therapy, and internal family systems. So these are different types of therapy that I've worked in, that I've trained in, and that I'm a client to, and that I am a learner of life in these spaces. And they have given me my power back for the first time in my life, truly, to be an empowered individual that has choice. And when we spend a lot of our life in survival mode, in trauma responses, and in triggers, we don't have choice. You know, that we are habitually running on stories, on limiting beliefs, on different myths that we tell to ourselves that keep us in loops and in trauma bonds and in toxicity in our intimate relationships and in our friendships and in our collaborations. And so the desire and the invitation for these upcoming retreats and this program is to give you the space to empower yourself. You know, these tools, it's not rocket science. We're going through art therapy, we're going through dance therapy, we're learning the theosophy, the philosophy, the science of the body, the brain, the gut, the sex. And these tools, this knowledge has been here and has been written in books and put onto podcasts, and it is there for us, but the wisdom truly lies within, and the alchemy of how we receive the information and how we embody it. And so from my path to your path, I open the opportunity to create the space with myself and sometimes guest teachers to truly create a rational authoritarian space, not authoritarian in the way you may imagine, but rational authority, and meaning that where I come from is desiring for you to not be dependent on any system or school of thought or certification or type of therapy or any framework aside from the book of your own life, like really empowering and stepping into your body and in your mind in a way that forms that of allyship, you know, that your body and your mind are allies together and that they work together, and with your sex and with your gut, to have intuitive embodied life force like moving through you. And so lots of words, but essentially November 1st through the end of the month, we will be doing and working with Detangling Human Heartbreak, the path from trauma to Tantra. If you're interested in joining, information will be in the notes. And I am opening a few more spaces for doing work with one-on-one clients for my integration and alchemy sessions. This is an array of work. So whether you're dealing with anxiety, burnout, sexual suppression, depression, dissociation, confusion, anxiousness, We look at where the life force, the life source is not balanced in your life and where you're leaking energy or you're feeling numb, and find ways to infuse this life force back into your being. Like, again, finding power to come back into your fullness. Like, this is a holistic approach through the body, through the mind, of coming back into like our internal North Pole, our guiding force, our center, and really approaching ourselves with deep self love, deep self acceptance, deep power, an internal flame that burns bright so that we can fully show up for ourselves first, make sure our own cups are full, and then begin to fill the cups of those around us. So I work with individuals, I work with partners, I work with married couples, I work with many, many different, many different energies. And so reach out if this feels in alignment with where you're at. And what else is there? There will be some new retreats and trainings coming into the new year. I have been asked if I'll be doing another 200 or 300-hour teacher training. The online version is in session, but there will be another session coming into play in the new year, as well as a hybrid training with 2 months online and then 2 weeks in person. And that location will be named soon on the website at echoflowyoga.com. And the spaces will be limited, but if you are interested in diving deeper on a yoga teacher training, it is not just for those that desire to teach yoga, especially trauma-informed yoga, but it's for those that just want to deepen their relationship to their self. And so if you really want to spend time in a container over multiple months, being held in a space of accountability and of discipline and of discernment and of reflection, then I encourage you to reach out, because these spaces are really special and each one is unique in its own. And again, a tapestry of the energies that show up. And I really want to see these teachings around trauma integration and alchemy in communities that aren't as widely represented. I want to see more men in the trainings. I want to see more community from the LGBTQ community and from BIPOC. And so please do reach out if also financial sources are challenging. There are a few scholarships available that help for partial tuition. And there are scholarships specifically for unseen and underseen populations. And I want to really get this work with trauma integration and trauma-informed work and somatic therapy and holistic work into communities that aren't seeing as much of this. So please do reach out. And wherever you're at and wherever your journey is taking you, I hope for you to find grace and ease and more holistic healing. More information in the show notes. Ciao.